Infinity, 200 points. I guess it's limited insertions to 200 points, so it's no more than one group. Playing against Chris, and he's running Nomads, and I'm running NCA for Pano. So we'll go over Chris' list first, and I'll just do this so that we can pause it if people want to read it. It should be viewable, but you want to go over it real quick, basics. And we got a fire team and stuff.
Yep, I got a fire team of moderators with a Spitfire and a sniper rifle.
Freshly painted.
Freshly painted, yeah. I've got a 0, which is hiding out near the objective.
Yeah, we're doing hunting party. Sorry to interrupt there, but we're doing hunting party. So you see the 2 yellow terminals, one there and one there. That's a victory point. If you kill basically specialists and lieutenants, so whoever kills the most specialists and the most lieutenants gets between 2 and 4 points, on top of flipping the switch on one there and one there. Treating the woods as saturation zones, so you can draw a line of sight through them. They just -1 burst. Other than that, it's dead normal. So
and on the other side, I have a Sin Eater over here in the middle.
Is that the total reaction?
Yes.
HMG guy? Okay.
No, he just has an MK12. He just doesn't have the heavy machine gun.
Oh, okay.
So it's a different weapon.
Bunch of cool stuff here.
I don't know what the remote's called. I have to look it up. But he's got 2 crazy koalas, revered Maria with a sniper rifle on the roof, and then a revered custodian, which is my lieutenant.
Yeah. And in this scenario, there's basically not a lot of hidden stuff, so we have to actually let each other know who our lieutenant is. If we go into Lost Lieutenant, we nominate another one for free, and we have to disclose it because you get extra points for killing lieutenants. My 200 points opposite him, I guess, on this side. I retained initiative, Chris retained deployment, so I let him go first, so that's why my stuff's kind of hidden here. I've got a bulleteer with heavy shotgun, 3-man Fusilier fire team, H, which is my lieutenant in the middle, the female lieutenant. I have the forward observer on that end, and then the other one is the hacker. So I got an FO hacker and lieutenant. I have Locust, ODT infiltrator up front, Quilla with HMG, Auxilla with the heavy flamer, and that marker is my Hexa sniper. And it's 199 Force WC, and Chris is going first, so we'll pick it up at the end of. We'll do a recap of your turn and do a recap of my turn because there's too much that'll happen if we try and do a whole turn. What do you think? Yeah. Okay.
Well, with arrows and everything, it's going to be. Well, I don't think there's going to be a lot of arrows this turn, but.
Yeah, I kind of hit everything. I've got a good line of fire across to that objective if you move up that far, but I knew that if I tried to set up arrows, I don't have anything that has like neurocinetics or anything like that. So, all right, we'll pick it up at the end of Nomad's turn 1. Bottom of turn 1. I'm going to start each video from the same location. So, Chris's Nomads are on this side, and my Pano NCA are on this side. So, Chris, you want to just recap what you did?
Basically, since you hid your troops, I just moved everything up. So my moderators came around the corner and moved more in a central location.
Yeah, is your camo marker still there?
My camo marker is still there.
Okay, yeah, down behind there, yeah.
Knowing that you have a camo marker right across from it, I don't want to
my
jump.
CO.
Yeah, I don't want to jump onto the console and just get blasted.
What else?
My Sin Eater just came up around the corner and is covering a good chunk of the board.
Yeah.
My remote and my lieutenant moved up towards the console,
which is right there. Yeah.
And then my sniper moved across from the building, knowing that we can only shoot within 32 inches.
Yeah, there's restricted, I don't think I mentioned it, there's restricted fire in this. Basically, the backstory, I guess, is that our forces have been told to not damage a populated area. So if you try and shoot 32 inches or further, then it's an automatic miss. So your sniper moved up on there.
Yeah.
My Aquila, which is on this rooftop, could see you. So we ARO, declared arrows, and then measured, and we're about 34 inches apart. So both of you shot, I ARO'd, nothing happened.
Yeah.
And I did spend 1 command to take away 2 of your orders.
Yeah.
What's your? We didn't catch it. What's your classified?
It is hidden. It's just sabotage. So I have to pick a building and try and blow it up with D-charges.
Right. Okay. We're playing open
your...
face because we're still learning. Mine is mapping, which is basically an FO or hacker has to get in base contact with a building inside his deployment zone, pass a whip roll, and basically map the proceedings around there. So that's the end of turn player turn 1 for Nomads over to Pano. Lots of newbie, bottom of the full turn 1, bottom of my NCA turn. A lot of newbie mistakes. Blew a lot of orders doing silly things, but suffice to say, what ended up happening was I moved my Hexa sniper from here over to here to get a better view down the board. Still out of range, you ARO'd, and we're still, I think that's about 34, 35 inches away from where you are. But if you move closer, I'll be able to. And then I spent the bulk of the rest of my orders Ramboing my Aquila up, which was behind here. He ran all the way around, dropped down the box, spent a bunch of movement, get up here around the corner, shooting into the dudes. And you actually got a couple good dice rolls because we hit each other.
Yeah.
Both passed our guts rolls. I killed 2 of the fire team only. And then no wounds on the Aquila. I moved my ODD guy and then spent the last order to do a combined order for suppression. So he has suppression, his combi breaker combi rifle has suppression, and because I can put those 2 on suppression, even though there's not much going on back there. I think that was a giant waste of an order. We were just chatting, totally forgot about a heavy flamer, and they were all in a row. If I had run him up, that might have been a better move. I don't know, we're learning. This video will be for posterity, but that's the bottom of turn 1. So it's over to Nomad's turn 2. Bottom of Nomad's turn 2. Let Chris recap what he did.
So my revered Maria moved across on the top of the boardwalk and
Lieutenant.
No, the one that was the sniper.
Oh, that's right. That was up here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
that's right.
failed to hit your. We had a sniper duel and.
Yes,
you beat me by.
I was my Hexa ARO'd. You ended up in the corner.
Yeah.
We exchanged
both,
fire, and you rolled badly, and I capped her. And then your
my lieutenant simply moved up
and successfully dodged my arrow.
Yeah.
Because I can just see her when she got to the edge of that building.
Yeah.
We dodged that.
My remote moved up to this piece of scenery, this scenery item, which is fully in your half, and put a decharge on it, and then proceeded around the corner. It hasn't blown up the decharge yet, but that is my sabotage mission.
And my locust is here, and he's sort of hoping that I move, because as soon as I move, the crazy koalas can react. But I think because my
he does have stealth.
Locust has stealth, I think if I specifically cautious move, you can't ARO me.
Yeah.
Even though I'm in, we'll double check, but I think
well,
that's how that works.
it's how the perimeter. I'm pretty sure it's an arrow.
Yeah, so we'll have to look it up and see.
Yeah.
He didn't
He
move.
just stayed.
The 3 remaining fire team guys didn't move at all, so my suppression did nothing. But this
my
was
0 did move around the corner and go up the building.
I took a crack shot with the combi rifle so he discover ARO'd as you went up the ladder because you got over top of your existing models. Successfully saw you when you got basically right here.
Yeah.
At that point, on your next move, this guy could ARO a single shot and missed because he was horrible, and you have ODD.
Nope.
And then, you had some
just
camo or something.
Well, just camouflage.
Camouflage.
Yeah, not ODD.
It was -6 for me to hit you, anyways.
Yeah.
So it was, anyways, and then you,
I
2,
took
3?
3, well, the one order to go prone and then hack, which I failed. I then took 2 more orders to try and hack it, and failed those
Whip
as well.
13?
Whip 13.
You rolled 2 14s, I know that.
Yeah.
So just really bad rolls. You should have flipped the switch there already, but that brings it to NCA turn 2. I'm kind of fully in reactive mode, so I don't like playing in the reactive mode, so we'll have to see what happens. Alright, quick update, bottom of NCA. Whoa, turn that down. NCA, bottom of turn 2. Quite a bit happened that wasn't very effective for me in one side of the board. Actually really bad, and then not too bad on the other side. So on this side, Bulleteer moved around, took a pot shot at your lieutenant, who's hiding back there. They basically both with ODD and in cover missed and nothing happened. I didn't end up moving the locust. I did activate my fire team, move them out to here, tried to run the FO across. He got pot shotted by the lieutenant. I did another order to try and move the hacker across.
Yeah.
He got pot shotted. We exchanged fire, but I rolled badly. At some point, the Hexa shot missed. And then really, finally, the Aquila started to do something. Used 3 orders? 2 to 3 orders anyways, for him shooting in to whittle these guys down to only 1 guy left, and then he moved up onto the box and fired into the prone Zero, I think it's
Yeah.
called. That had been, tried to hack that thing 3 times and failed. And I rolled well, even with the -3 for close range. And I could, visor means I saw through his ODD. So, unfortunately, but he did deploy what kind of mine is that?
Just anti-personnel.
Yeah, he left the camo marker there just representing an anti-personnel mine.
Well, that's
so,
what it is. It's not represented.
Oh, okay.
You actually have to discover it before you can shoot at it.
Oh, okay. So he's mined
You don't
it
know what's there.
to keep my. So for me to flip consoles right now, models that can do it, I have an FO Auxilia here, and that's it. So I don't think that's going to happen in one turn. It's coming down to. It's probably going to come down to who kills the most specialists.
Yeah. You've killed one of mine, and I believe I've killed
You've killed two of mine.
yours. Yeah.
So and you've done your objective. So there's not looking.
Well, I haven't detonated. That's my first order. Will be detonated.
It's not looking good for NCA. We've been chatting about it. I pretty much botched my deployment, and double so because I let him go first. So I hit everything, let him go first, and totally forgot about the limited range of 32 inches.
Yeah.
So he was able to run up the board without me even really getting AROs because I was either hidden or it was too far. And live and let learn, right? Learn, whatever they say. So over to last turn. Okay, so that was we're almost done. That was the bottom of Nomad turn 3. You want to recap what you did? You were down to how many orders? 4 plus lieutenant?
4 and lieutenant.
Right.
So my remote, which was here, first blew up the can, which got me my objective.
Yep.
And then he tried to get just
You moved
straight
across here and
to
tried to go
the
up here.
lieutenant. Yeah.
And my Hexa sniper got 1 round into him.
Yep.
And he failed his armor save. So got lucky there. My Hexa's actually done well this game.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And
What
then
else
my
happened?
moderator basically used the other points just to shoot at the Hexa.
Yes, we traded fire. My Hexa here was firing basically across there to his last moderator that moved up to there, and we had a quick firefight, and I won that. He needed, a 1?
Yeah, 1. But
needed a 1,
if I lost the model, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because it was your last turn.
It meant if I did happen to get a 1 and you didn't hit, and I did something to you, then it would mean my lieutenant order could be moved and try to hack the
Yeah,
console.
because his whole idea was to try and get this lieutenant out from behind cover next to the console, but the problem is as soon as he does that, my Hexa can shoot from here. So the idea was to try and get rid of keep the Hexa busy.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. So his final order was to go impersonation.
Yeah, impersonation
Token?
2. I don't know where the token is.
So
Somewhere.
his lieutenant is a hacker, which is also kind of cool, but it went into impersonation. So I have this 1 turn. I'll count up my orders and we'll get the last NCA turn done. All right, so it's the end of the game. We'll just spell out what happened here. I got pretty lucky. I ended up running my locust up here and discovering the lieutenant, and I was successful with the roll. So stopped being an impersonator. You ARO'd over here and killed my locust, right, in response to that. And the next order was my Aquila firing at a lieutenant out in the open, 4 dice, +3, hitting on 18s, and I got 4 hits, and you failed 2 saves.
Yeah.
So that gave me the 4 points for killing a lieutenant. So the Nomads ended up with point for objective.
Yeah.
FOs.
We tied for FOs, so no points.
We tied for FOs, yeah.
Neither of us got any consoles.
Neither of us flipped consoles, so it was me literally pulling off a last couple models on the board, discovery and killing a lieutenant that arced it. Otherwise, you would have won.
Yeah.
For the objectives.
Last turn, I should have just ran my lieutenant back and hit it, but
You went into marker state, and it almost worked. I was 1 whip roll.
Yeah.
If that hadn't worked, I wouldn't have been able to shoot you.
Yeah.
So, came down to a roll. Thanks for the game.
Yep.
It was good. We both learned a lot, and probably get another game in tomorrow. So, try and get a second video.